Friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. We stand for.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed with forged in fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up. From the beginning, from the people who came through sugar and change, emancipation, the revolution. We are more than the speck upon the globe. We are more than the ice cream and gold. We are much more than the nutmeg and the globe. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
3 islands united as one. Blessed with the strength to carry on. We're more than just that island in the sun. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
Going higher. 50 years we blessed with force and fire. Oh, you mean? We going up, going up, going up, 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 going up, going up, going up, 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 up. Inspire, build advances, one people together.
Can't find the words to describe what my country means to me. So much things we take for granted, but so much things they give to me.
Peace and tranquility, family, community. No matter where we go in the world, just know that home is where my heart is.
50 years, as we strive for 50 more, as we strive to reach the goal, like you already bring the goal.
Going up, I can see the vision clear. Sing it out to let the people hear.
And how far we've come.
50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. Show me up from here. More, more, more. Higher. Higher. Show me up. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed with fortune.
Yes, President, good morning. Lincoln Deputy, good morning to you. Welcome to GEMFM and all our listeners around the world. President, good morning to you guys. President, good morning. How you doing, my man? How you doing? Yeah, you hear me, Lincoln? Hello?
He can return at last. He's done. The next one just by the dust.
They're about to be joining us shortly.
No longer to torment us, but in the midst of my affliction, there is one thing I know for certain. They could clip my wings, but I will never stay down. They're wrong. I don't need no wings to fly. Not I will soar up there among all the greats who champion the poor man's plight. I don't need no wings to fly, not I. When people say please don't abandon us, that's when I am in full flight. So I will rise high above the pit they have been digging. Rise. So they better don't expect me to fall in. Rise. High above the malice and the spite, his voice will echo on through the night. I tell them to consider it carefully. They can decide to sell out all we patrimony. Cause at the rate they want to sell between me and you, they might just sell out the people too. I will rise. I will rise. Don't care how they try. Won't lie down, won't die. Cause I don't need no wings to fly. They could not contain their happiness. Plan executed, mission accomplished. To clip my wings. Oh, they clip my wings.
All right, thank you very much.
That was a mistake.
Delbert is going to join us shortly. He's traumatized, but he's overcome his traumatization. All right.
Now they cut me down and trim my comb. All their sins will go unchecked. While they squeeze and squash the middle class, no one will breathe down their neck. No more wings, no more opposition. So they could tax us into oblivion. Cause they know that no calypsonian would make a song. But they're wrong. I don't need no wings to fly. Not I. Anytime they come with the tomfoolery, I will be on top of the game. I don't need no wings to fly. Cause the little kids will look up to me. History will remember my name. So I will rise up and tell all of them candidly. Another crown don't really mean much to me. But the thing that's really my concern is all the lies and mamagism. How come the economy always growing, but the poor and vulnerable increasing? Meanwhile the Idlers Association growing so big it get out of hand. I will rise. One pause wouldn't quit, one crawl wouldn't sit. I'll be off my feet and I'll rise. Don't care how they try. My limit is the sky. Cause I don't need no wings to fly. Cause just when they feel they push me under, crucify my will, erase my mark. They'll see my lightning, hear my thunder. Once they step off track, I'll be on them like a hawk. Head up on to different position. Just tell me you singing number one to clip my wings. Go on and clip my wings. They could turn down the sound system on me. Meet with the judges, cook up the parry to clip my wings. Go on and clip my wings. But when you fully use with your untruth, my mark on up won't be off. I will tell you flat on their behalf. Imani can't be enough. With the people I have a contract. That's why I sing, that's why I won't give up. Once I represent them, I will always be on top.
Yes.
One drop. I don't need no wings to fly. Not I. Like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I don't care about repercussion. I don't need no wings to fly. Cause to win a crown, I will not bow down or genuflect to Babylon. So I will rise above all the victimization. Put me for last, no position can define a man. But I will be high above the crowd, and as you sleep, my voice will be loud. When you kick up a storm and to us, saying how is them shining, you feeding us. I will rise up and tell you in your face, you bloody fat and I'm out of place. I will rise. Once I take my pen,
yes.
I am on cloud 10, heading for 11.
I will rise. I will rise. What a Saturday morning. A pleasant good morning. Welcome, Deputy. How are you doing, my brother? How are you? How are you? You still? I know you're there. Yes.
I'm great, my brother.
All right. Okay. Your camera is on? Turn your camera on. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Can I bring it down a little bit? Beautiful, beautiful. Right there. All right. There you go. Happy Friday. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. The day, the first weekend after Trump victory.
After Charles. don't go too hard on Desmond and these guys, man.
That one is good. He said he's traumatized, but he's still coming on, you know?
Yeah, don't go too hard on them, man, you know?
Yeah, he coming on. He coming on. He say he coming. It's a traumatized.
They should have listened to Hudson, man. Hudson
Yeah.
won them before.
And last week I told him, I said, brother, Trump gonna win this thing. He said, nah, Trump would. You know, Trump have done it. You know, he did it. And I think to your camera again, how you had it before.
Yeah.
Bring it back where it was. Okay, I think that might be better. Yeah. All right. I think that's good. That's a good frame right there. Yeah. That's cool. Beautiful. By the way, I know I haven't made that event on the 30th. I'm hoping that you'll be there. Give me some pages, you know, in your column.
All right.
You know, before and after.
No problem.
Yeah. You and your guests could come on up and be part of the celebration with us as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hoping I'll be in town once I'm there. Here,
I know you're always on the move, right?
Yes.
You're always on the move. I know. Somebody said, "I try to get to, and he's in the States again." You know, because I think today we should have been together today, right?
Yeah.
But
I had to. I told them I'm on the road, but I'll try to connect with you.
Yeah. So that's fine. We'll be having that. I think it's a good idea, but some people calling me. I don't know why they always call me, but they always call me for information. And that's what changed. But it's always good. Yeah. So I know that I think that there are some other people to come on. Let me make sure these people and check the email.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, make sure they check the email. I'll take a song they steal and let it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Yeah, what is coming on, I know for sure. It's
This struggle is long and I've been feeling it, but we feel I'm good. The people call it.
you came on? Oh yeah, all right, cool. I see you. All right. Cool.
Hey, I see you bring the doctors and them for me this morning. Huh? but I get help from wherever I can get it.
Listen, you Caribbean Democrats need to take over that party, boy. You understand? all they're doing is voting and talking on the side. Time to move in and take over the party from them old men. The Clintons and the Clyburn and them. Need time to take that party from these old people, boy.
Oh my God.
Them people will fight for their. Listen, this is going to be an interesting period, you know.
Of course it's going to be.
But listen, you have a lot of Caribbean folks that MAGA bad, you know.
I know.
I know.
I mean, that's not surprising. I mean, the level of political consciousness among Caribbean people. I mean, we were completely brainwashed in terms of other colonized people. We were totally colonized and brainwashed. I mean, so it's not surprising. You know what I mean? Yeah, seriously. I mean, there have been blimps in terms of political consciousness, like the Revo during Marley's time in Jamaica in the 70s and all that. But generally, we have highly conservative society. We are totally brainwashed. We don't think critically generally. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but generally, we are one of the most conservative people anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and what I find is that we so sometimes willing to give the authority a pass on simple mistakes. This morning I was following a thread on Facebook with this tropical wave thing. All right. And there are folks who are NDC supporters online defending NAGMA for not putting out a public, letting people know this.
I like the land. Okay, cool. I don't like no politician.
Letting people know that this thing could be serious.
I like the island.
And the point they're making is, listen, well, we know it's rain season, so things going to happen. But that's not what an emergency is about. You have to tell people what's going to happen.
So I like my land. I like the island, but I don't like no politics.
You have to keep explaining to them the dangers. And emergency management is a 24/7 thing. It's not when you remember if you're on duty or anything like that. This is an office that has to be stopped 24/7, I don't know. It's crazy.
They line and say, who give this and who gives that? I like my land, I like the island, but I don't like no politician. Boys up on Siboney Hill, no stealing, but they cannot tell you who did the killing. You're talking about corruption, but they can't tell you who caused the killing before the invasion. I like my land. I like the island.
Hudson Judge 101.
I don't like no politician. I like Sotes. Grenville. Go off. I like St. George's. St. David's.
Yeah.
But I don't like no politician.
Hudson is traumatized by 1980.
DJ Soulaholic.
After they take out the barracks on the impulse. He never recover after that. After go to the movement and take over pause airport from them, from KB and them.
I was there for part of the incident.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But I don't like no politician.
Yeah, man. Well, what can we do? It is what it is, right? Yeah, it is what it is.
Who did the killing?
Can't get away from. You can't get over that at all. Just good morning, Tessa. Good morning. Morning. Hi to you. Good morning, John. I love the photo behind you. Thank you very much. I'm trying to leave a Ghanaian island life in the cold. Thank you, Tessa. Thank you very much. Yes, I am here. We are here. Hudson is joining us shortly, and I'm waiting for Margaret and Unison to come on in. So, but we'll continue. We'll go ahead.
In the House of Parliament, they're trying to bring down the government. I like my land. I like the island, but I don't like no politician. Because you know why?
Gary, you love Gary.
Thief. They just kill and they just lie. I like my land, yes.
I don't love no politician.
I like oil down. War up.
DJ Soulaholic.
People don't know what's war up anymore. That one went out.
Yeah, you educating the old people to ask questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like to see the black wizard
Listen this.
dancing without timing. But I don't like no politician.
Oh Lord, Hudson.
I like my land.
I love my
I
land,
like the island.
but I love no
But
politician.
I don't like politicians.
Hudson George. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Caribbean Connections on GEMFM. And I'm here every Saturday morning, and we do this from 10 o'clock until. I want to say this, that I want to appreciate Toro, Mr. Lincoln Deputy, and Delbert Battis. Every Saturday, especially Delbert, take his time off to come on here with me as my co-host. And you listen, Bernard Joseph, who is getting ready to go to Grenada soon. And I know if you're still packing bag, or if you're just waking up, because, you know, you had a long night. But yes, besides that, I want to say thank you, Lincoln, for taking the time off your busy schedule. One of the most valuable journalists in our midst, you know, always on the front line, yes, and reporting on what happened in our community here in Toronto, and always around, you know, events covering and writing up and stuff. So I want to thank you very much, my friend, and thank you for being here this morning. Also, those of you listening and watching on YouTube, those of you watching on Instagram, good morning to you. And those right here on Facebook, including Tessa Strawn, sister-in-law of Selwyn Strawn, Lincoln's wife. Yes, good morning and pleasant. And I want to extend some empathy to Tricia Grant Lewis. Her husband fell off a roof in Grenada, the messenger. So,
really?
Yeah, Louis was telling me last night. So again, you know, wishing him a speedy recovery. He broke some hand or elbow or something that got broken or something. I don't know, to show testicle lightness and that, but
that's
yeah,
a serious thing, you know.
Serious fall too. Yeah. So
yeah,
again, you know,
do not they don't secure the ladders the correct way in Grenada. You know?
Yeah.
I had a friend who lost his life a couple of years ago doing that, you know.
Look at the guy in Carriacou. The guy went down to help in Carriacou. He fell off the roof too. Yeah,
you gotta practice safety. You gotta practice safety.
Yeah. Well, again, we're here, and the topic for today, the aftermath after the U.S. election, the Trump factor. And you know, all the discussions since Trump lost to Biden up until now, Trump has become and still is a major talking point in the American psyche. Yes, politics and everything else, and he never go away. He always been the focus of attention when you talk about American politics. Trump is always left, right, and center. And we know that many people, including our comrade Delbert Battis, have think of a likeness for Kamala and in that election, and hoping that she would have win up until last week, Saturday, when he was here. And now today he's traumatized. Yeah? And not only he, we empathize with you, brother. You know, that Kamala didn't make the grade, but we, you know,
I'm hiding from Pablo.
Pablo gonna be looking for you. And we know there are a lot of people who have had different views on the election and what they expect. Even our Canadian government, I see our Canadian government, I live here, have the issues dating back to when he was first in office, and what they expect. As a matter of fact, they're saying they're ready for whatever Trump ready to throw at them. So I don't know how prepared they are. It seems as though Trump become like everybody prepared for Trump is a hurricane. You know, disaster preparedness all over the place. People worried what Trump will do. But again, we just gotta play it out and see what happens. So this morning, our discussion goes around really the American Revolution election, a recent election, and the victory of Donald Trump, and what our take is on that. And we want to say welcome to Hudson George. Morning, brother and comrade.
You hearing me?
Yeah, hearing me good? Yeah, loud and clear. Thank you for being
because here. I have a big voice, so I don't want to be too high.
Yeah, don't worry. Lower down your volume a little bit. Yeah, and your
I have a very loud voice. So.
Bring on your voice. You have a Trump voice. All right, cool. So yes, so first of all, let you guys go around and introduce yourself. Lincoln Deputy, go ahead. Do your introduction.
All right, Lincoln Deputy. I'm Grenada, the Caranax to be specific.
The Wharf, eh?
The Wharf, yes. Living and working in Toronto for more than 40 years now. Yeah. York University student like Hudson George. We used to bounce up frequently and have discussion. I think COVID put an end to all of that, you know. We haven't been able to reconnect since. Yes, I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Grateful. And again, as a journalist in Toronto, you're a frequent writer for the Caribbean Camera, right?
And share newspaper.
And share newspaper. Beautiful, beautiful. And sometimes GEMFM get your article and put in the magazine as well.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, you know, it's like a visiting scholar to GEMFM. Delbert Baptiste, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, boy. Delbert Baptiste, recovering political patient. I don't know what else to say, man. I was thinking about actually a friend of mine from Boston I've been communicating with over this thing. And we kind of check up on each other because she was in for Kamala also. And I was telling her, listen, I have good experience dealing with this kind of things. I dealt with it in 83, okay? When you're so invested in a political process and then it gets sort of pulled away from you, or your legs get cut out from beneath you. And again in 2016, you know, when Trump won in 2016, I made the decision that I couldn't live under him, and I left and spent almost the entire 4 years in Grenada. So, it's a serious thing because I have a young daughter who starts law school next year, and she believes that she can be president of the United States. And I don't know where she got the idea, but I remember when she graduated junior high school, her principal wrote on her paper, if I went to sleep and woke up in 25 years and found out that Talia was president of the United States, I would not be surprised. So I was talking to her mom last night and I said, we need to have a conversation with her. I think she needs to switch from constitutional law to corporate law. Go after the money. Because this politics thing for first generation Black Americans it's going to prove very difficult. But it's almost impossible to dissuade somebody from their passion. And she has a passion for public service. And as a father, I wanted to pursue that and I wanted to succeed. But, you know, I want to still continue to help her guide and navigate those territories, because the one thing that you don't want to see your children, you don't want to see them fail, or you don't want to see them have major setbacks. I mean, you know, they of course you want them to learn life lessons along the way that makes them stronger and better, but you don't want them to become despondent over anything. But surprisingly, she's dealing with it much better than I am. You know, young people, they're far more resilient than we give them credit for. So it's going to be an interesting period moving forward.
Amen. All right, Hudson George, go ahead and do your introduction. Introduce yourself.
Well, you know Hudson as usual. As usual, Hudson from home, it is St. Patrick, Grenada. Yeah.
The capital of nutmeg and breadfruit, eh?
Nutmeg, breadfruit. I'm a I'm a Grenadian. When I check my background, I have roots from Carriacou to St. Patrick, down all maybe up to St. David too. I'm from the Alexis clan, the Mars clan, the Georges clan, and I have a St. David's connection. Philip connect more into my some way back too. So anyway, as for the result of the election, I'm not surprised. Because I have a brother, 81 years old, and he work in oil and gas in Trinidad all his life. He never worked nowhere else. He used to work with BP and Amoco Oil Company, and then he worked offshore in Nigeria too. And when the Trinidad, they go through the recession, he went in Louisiana and leave, and he worked in oil again. But my brother is 81 years old, and he had the belief that Black American kind of lackadaisical, that's why they behind. So he told me he joined the Republican Party. But then he used to call me every night because he's scared of Donald Trump. So I asked him why he joined the Republican Party. And I told him Donald Trump could win the election because white people make up almost 70% of the population. And he thinks Donald Trump is saying that's how a lot of white people think. But he is the DJ. He's the DJ to say it. The spokesperson to say what he's saying. Why is we scared? But he is appealing to a majority of people from an ethnic group, the dominant class.
Okay.
And I will close by saying Black people, a lot of Black people are as conservative as Donald Trump. The only time they're not conservative is because they're scared of racism.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. So we're going to go back to Lincoln Deputy in here, my brother. What do you know? I want to give me your views on what you thought on the overall challenge that Kamala may have faced on the reason for her losing the election.
First of all, I don't think just it's something Hudson said about his brother, and which I think I'll say the same thing but in a different way. I think Trump's place in the politics and his victory sort of reveals what America is. I mean, a lot of what America is usually couched in civility. Young people will look like young whites will look like they're progressing, they integrate, and a lot of them are. But there's a sort of thing, a nativism in people, not just American, that you revert to certain things where you're comfortable, and you may hear your parents and your grandchildren talking about the good old days. We say that thing, the good old days, the good old days. Yeah. And people, so Trump kind of revealed, they feel a kind of comfort in Trump, especially white people, and those who consider themselves white. And we have to be frank, a lot of Hispanic, a lot of South Asian people see themselves above Black people, as close to white as possible, right? So having said that, in terms of Kamala, I don't think there's much she could have done differently. She had 2 months to run a campaign. I think she did the best. For me, Biden shouldn't have even attempted to run for a second term, right? He stayed in the race too long. He wouldn't have won anyway, right? He just looked old. The Gaza war, the way he handled it, and to me, it was the end of the Democratic Party when that first week, I don't know who advised Biden to do that. I mean, the U.S. presidents generally, Democrats and Republicans, support Israel. But he was so overt. The first week he ran down there, he hung up Netanyahu and tell him we're on the same team. I think that is the word he used. I mean, he was just in everybody's face. And I spoke since last year, I spoke to some young people and they say, come what way, they're not voting for Biden. Right? They say they'll hold the fire, they'll sit on it, they're not voting for Trump, and they'll appear to fight Trump when he wins, right? So I don't think much there was Kamala. That war, they weren't going to get the Muslim Arab votes. Young people votes, they were in trouble all the time, right? The second thing is Trump himself. Let's be frank, Trump is an unorthodox political candidate. It's like in anything, like I remember like in sports, we played football, Carolina United. You said be competitive with almost every team. One team we always had trouble with was Happy Hill. And they weren't one of the bigger teams, but they always give us trouble. I could never forget that. I remember one year on October the 1st, we had we just got a new all-white uniform. from Los Howard in New York, October the 1st, and them guys beat us 1-0. So there's something that are unorthodox. It's hard to, and Trump is unorthodox. He says a lot of things. And how do you respond to a whole bunch of lies coming one after the other, right? So that's Trump. I mean, something is not true. How do you verify and keep saying, well, this is not true, this is not true, right? So Trump himself is unorthodox. And there is also the other thing is, and we make the mistake all the time. Yes, Trump is a lot of things negative. He's creepy, he's sexist, he's racist and all that. But in election campaigning, and there are a lot of people like that who get elected as presidents and prime ministers. We always believe all candidates is pure and 100% perfect, but all people get elected. Trump is like that. You won't beat him and just telling people he's that. You have to have a campaign that registers with people. There's a vibes to a campaign. I've been involved in campaigns. There's a vibes, and he had to connect with people. I don't know if the Democratic Party really connected to the people they needed to connect. So, but going back to your question, John, I don't think there was much else Kamala could have done. I wouldn't blame her for the defeat. Honestly, I wouldn't blame her. I blame the Democratic Party generally and Biden specifically. But Kamala did the best, in my view, she could have done in the 2 months she was in the campaign.
Yes, comrade. Just somebody just called me. But yeah, I didn't think Kamala had enough time, and like Toro said, and it's an American thing where Trump believed that if he said often enough, people are going to believe him. Yeah, and he never stopped campaigning. He was always the main course at the political table. Yeah, wherever he goes, whatever or whoever having a discussion, Trump has always been in the forefront. People think that he was the sacrificial lamb. They always people see him as that victim. And when people see other victim in politics, most likely they will support you. And given the Democrat track record in the last 5 years, right, and with Biden declining, like you correctly said, young people do not gravitate to that kind of a politics and this kind of a party mentality anymore. They're shifting, and there's no real force within the Democratic Party to challenge. Even there is, they haven't presented that. Yes, so that they suffer that political breakdown within the Democratic Party to really convince the young people to support them. Right? There's nothing again on the Arab community, which is a big community, especially in New York, and I think Philadelphia has a large Arab community as well. So you look at all of that, and you think, how could I vote in a party that support Israel outright, even though Republican and Trump has that about them, is not that pronounced in my view as Democratic Party do, right? So again, Kamala had to present herself a more tough candidate than Donald Trump, and she didn't. To me, she didn't bring that out. She was more looking like a party person trying to associate, trying to become, and trying to assimilate to the community that she was alienated from a very long time. So she was trying to make up grounds, in my view, to cover up all the tracks of the work that she has done in the prosecution and all that kind of stuff. So people look at all those stuff, and I think that has been a major factor. And I think Delbert probably may not agree to that, but in the last 2 weeks or so, he was making rounds on social media where she made a comment. I don't think that should have affected it. I don't think he really did, but a lot of people who are listening to hearing speaking that when they're supposed to say Jesus is Lord or something like that, she said you're in the wrong place. Again, I don't know how much of that have contributed.
When they said what?
Jesus is Lord, something that in a rally she had.
That was not what happened, man.
No,
yes, so people making this.
Now you're buying into.
No. I'm saying I want to say that,
but it's not. But you see, we can't repeat things that was not true.
Yeah,
that's not what happened.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, whatever the situation was there with that thing. Again, I don't think that might be a factor, but a lot of people who hear it, even though it's not true, like I said, people hearing things that are not true. And I'm not saying that to say that people could hear stuff and that could be part of the decision making. So we also say we have to be careful what we hear, because people might just run with things. Donald Trump said the wrong things and people run with it. So even though it's not true, people will run it and believe it. A lot of things about people in Grenada, and people believe it because it is said, it's been publicized, and that is kind of thing we defend ourselves against, right? So we can't close our blinders ahead, but how to counter those stuff, especially in politics. How to counter those kind of negativity and stuff like that. So yeah, Delbert.
So
you hold on before you say anything else. Folks, Delbert is an advocate and that Kamala was in the right place. She's going to win this election, and up until last week. And so, give us your views. I mean, your prognosis now.
I'm not a Johnny come lately to Kamala Harris. I've been following her career now for more than 2 decades, and there are a couple of people who, I don't know, 10 years ago that I told, look for this woman, right? I agree with Toro. There's not much that she could have done before. She had 2 of the best people in her campaign as campaign manager and chief strategist. It doesn't come any better. And I'm not talking just about within the Democratic Party. I'm talking in the country. But I think in the end, this thing as Toro said, it reveals who America is. You know, and that's what this election came down to. And what surprised me, and I really have not followed a lot of it, I've kind of just taken a time out, is that less people voted this cycle than in the 2020 cycle. That shocked me. You know, we're talking about, I think almost 12 or 14 million people less voted.
15.
15.
About 15.
Yeah, that was surprising, So it meant that the message was not getting through. It was not getting through. And I think that's one of the problems that the Democratic Party have. I'm not a Democrat. The Democratic Party is too wishy-washy for my taste. But it's a party that continually tries to be everything for everybody. And that does not work, because in the end, people do not know what you stand for. So very early after the incident in Gaza, I posted that some rather controversial posts, and I have a longtime Jewish friend of mine who was a civil rights attorney who unfriended me because he told me he did not expect that of me. Like I said, if your reference, as I know it is October 7th, you're looking at the wrong date. I'm going back much longer than that.
Right.
And, me and you talk all the time when we talk about civil rights and human rights, and he's very pro-civil rights and has done a lot to defend Black and brown people in New York and in the tri-state area, actually. And considered himself a sort of international human rights attorney. Jewish people have a way of always reminding you of the Holocaust. Great, that happened to you. If it happened to my people, I would feel the same way. And so I said, if you are opposed to genocide, are you just opposed to genocide within the Jewish, or you're opposed to it on a human level? Because I've never heard you spoke about the genocide that was created with slavery, or what King Leopold did in Congo. And he had never heard, this is a learned guy, graduated Ivy League, right? Law school. And had never heard of King Leopold and the Congo.
Wow.
And it took him about 6 months before he reconnected with me. And then he told me, listen, I did some research on the Congo, man, and I'm blown away, And I just had to let him speak, because whatever he was telling me was stuff that I already
know.
And in the very early part, I said that in the end, Biden would be known for being part of committing genocide, because what happened, and that he would not be forgiven by that progressive, super progressive caucus within the Democratic Party. It turned out that way. But I think there is one other thing. And there are 2 other things that we need to pay attention. there has been this conversation for years of what's called in America foundational blacks who have been here 5, 6, 7, 10 generations, and so-called first generation American blacks, people like the Obama and certainly Kamala Harris. And there's a resentment from the foundational black towards these first generation blacks who felt that they did not pay their dues to society, but somehow was able to rise to the top too quick, too soon, whatever other phrase you want to use. And there's a resentment to that. And I don't know, there was a lot of videos on YouTube dealing with that, surrounding that. I completely reject the idea that because she was a prosecutor, that played anything into it, because black people need security too. We want safe neighborhoods. I want to live in a safe neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I really don't care who is committing the crime. If it's black people, I want the prosecutors to go after them. If it's whoever it is, I want the prosecutors to go after them. So I don't know. I think that was more on the fringe. But here, I'm going to say something controversial. Okay? And she struggled with black men. And I wonder, and this is something you're not going to hear on mainstream media, how much the fact that Kamala Harris was married to a Jewish man affected her standing within the black community.
Wow. I don't know. I mean, there are people who married to Jewish people besides her, but again, in politics, people might be measuring that. But I don't know how much of that was considered, given her work within the party itself.
Because it was out there. It never
get ground.
Obviously, mainstream media is not going to touch it at all.
No, they won't, because of who did.
On the underbelly, you see it. And I'm hoping, and I'm saying, are we that, because love is a complicated thing. You can't tell somebody who to fall in love with,
you can't.
But I wonder, especially with the black men, because I had a few really good black American brothers that I have been friends with for 3 decades, more, some less, some a little more. And they would throw that at me all the time, How is it that she couldn't find a brother, And I don't have any explanation for that. I don't control. It's not my duty as an analyst or observer to opine on affairs of the heart. So, but I'm wondering how much that. But I agree to her. She could not. 107 days. She ran this campaigning. The American presidential election cycle is 2 years. There's nothing more she could have done. I invite Mr. Nevin Illich. There's nothing more she could have done. The cards just was not. It just didn't play. And America revealed. There's an analyst on one of the stations who, for weeks leading into the election, he had this saying. He said, every election reflects the family photo album of America, who it is. And that is so appropriate in this thing. This election revealed the American family album. And it says that we are still a very sexist nation. Nativism is alive and well. White nationalism is alive and well. Sort of cultural racism inside inside the races, alive and well. There's some Spanish people who don't like Hispanic, other Spanish people. There are black people who don't like other black people. The whites in the Northeast who don't like whites in the South, whites in the South who don't like whites in the Midwest. So it's a complicated political tapestry. So, and I don't know how we move forward.
Let me ask you this though, because given all what you just said, and I think one of the things I gravitated to it too is that for the low turnout, that like the young people decided they're not going to vote right? So if the young people not voting, which normally make up the majority of voters in any community, any society, they say they're not voting, right? How do you compensate for that for that kind of a loss?
Countries now who want to use guilt to try and exploit the UK.
Yeah.
Young people not voting, that's nothing new in the American political landscape. That has historically been the case. And the reason that they don't vote is that they're not fully invested in the society as yet. They don't have any mortgage. They don't have any car loans. They're still living in mom's basement. They're still driving dad's car. When they get in trouble, if they're living in a room somewhere, dad or mom comes up and covers the rent for them. So they're not fully vested in the society. And as against.
But yeah, but even given all that there, but they still have an opportunity to vote, and it does refer that they're not voting.
But you have to motivate them.
Yeah, but they're not
motivated. Remember, we had a thing back in the NYO days when we said organize people around their interests.
Yeah.
So there were certain communities where I went in to organize an NYO group, but I didn't organize it around politics.
No.
I organized it around cricket if that was a cricketing village.
Yeah.
I organized it around netball if that was a netball village, you know.
Right.
And the Democratic Party does not do that here. They kind of have a sort of the Ghanaians have a thing that they call pepper pot. When you run out of food, whatever you have in the kitchen left, you put everything you put everything in it, and you add some pepper and whatever piece of meat or fish head or anything that you get.
Right.
And they call it a pepper pot, and it's food, you know.
It's food. I want to go to Hudson. Hudson, I know you've been talking a lot about the American President Donald Trump. I want to hear your take on the American psyche as it relates to the election, and why do you think that Donald Trump was able to become victorious in this election again? You're muted. Hudson is still muted. Check your mute button.
Okay.
Yeah.
You hearing me now?
Yeah. Hearing you. Okay.
Donald Trump is a populist, right? And you have leaders like that what pop up all over the world. In Poland, I had Rex Warrenza. You had one in Argentina, the Peron. You have populist politicians that pop up from the left, right, or center. They could come from anywhere. And it happened in the United States. Donald Trump is a populist. Donald Trump used to be a Democrat until when Obama became president of the United States, and he started throwing words at Obama, and then he ended up in the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Because when he joined the Republican Party and he ran to be the presidential candidate in his first time when he beat Hillary Clinton, Bush, the younger Bush, didn't support him. And he said, Trump is not a Republican. So Trump is not a Republican. Trump is a populist saying the things that Americans want to hear. For example, there are a lot of issues bring Trump to prominence. LGBTQ people, 1, jobs going to China, 2, immigrants crossing the border, 3. So there is a lot of phobia in the American society that brings in Trump.
Right.
And Trump get some votes from Black Christians too, and maybe Muslims too. You see, and then now, externally, the Democratic Party in the United States is fighting an imperialist war outside there with other countries. They're fighting because, okay, Obama started regime change. Biden was his deputy. When Biden come in power in 2 years' time, then the Ukraine war started. Then we have Gaza, then you have
Lebanon.
and then you have the Houthi in Yemen, and the Saudis was fighting, and and they got themselves in all this war. So I think is that what really
nearly coffin for them.
External policies, what we will call gunboat diplomacy or aiding countries to fight wars, so being a part of it. So, and Trump play on all those cards.
Yes.
So he won. That's what I think,
Yeah, I think Trump come as the Robin Hood to a lot of American
people.
Robin
Hood, yeah. Was a Robin.
I think so. To me, when that is said, you see a different kind of Americanization, if you will, from the I guess if you say center left, will kind of gravitate to Trump in a sense, right?
In addition, most of the things Trump says that he will do, he cannot do it because America is a capitalist country, and for capitalism to survive, you need cheap labor.
Yeah.
Well, he does. You're right about that, Hudson. But this is not somebody that care about that. This is a guy that's going to be drawn by his every worst instinct, and I believe that he will do the tariffs because he did it towards the end of his term in the last administration, and that's going to have a boomerang effect on the economy.
But you have to look at Trump last time as president. He cut taxes for the rich.
Exactly.
And he had it on the poor. So the big business people, even how you call this guy, Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
So Elon Musk
Nothing much.
was a supporter of Donald Trump. So
you got to mute tourism.
Yeah.
So Elon Musk was a supporter of Donald Trump, and he is a known billionaire, but there are others who have interests. And without cheap labor, how are they going to survive?
I'm not going to give him that credit. I'll call him what he really is. He's a racist. Remember, this guy comes from a family of brutal apartheid mine owners.
You're talking about Elon Musk, right? But
Musk.
Yeah, you understand one thing that he's
a South African.
Yeah, he's also a lobbyist too. So don't be surprised he put money into that. So again,
he was one of the biggest
supporters of Trump. He's not a lobbyist. He's a big time contributor.
Right? Yeah, so that in a sense.
No. What I'm saying is that I refuse to give him that sort of honor and credit.
No, I'm not giving him honor. I'm just talking about
his influence.
And what I'm trying to say is that for America to survive, for capitalists to make money, you must have a room for cheap labor.
Yes.
Because
of course.
You have to look at Reagan. Reagan was a real right-wing Republican, but what he did?
Reaganomics, yeah?
Yeah, Reaganomics. You come to America, you don't have papers, you got a job, you could buy a house. If you're educated, you get a working office, they don't ask you for green card. That was his strategy.
Yeah.
But then again, it's a good thing. We see the result of Reagan. Reagan created China as a power. When he said the Berlin Wall came down, and this is in the hands of communism. And then
it happened before that, Hudson. It happened when Nixon went to China in '77. That was the beginning of the end.
Yeah,
but China rise big with the free trade.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
Yeah, but
so
but
Trump,
But the person who brought China
Trump.
into the World Trade Organization was Bill Clinton, not Reagan.
Yeah. But
No, it was Reagan. It was Reagan.
No, it was not
Reagan with the
Reagan.
free trade. No,
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 it was
Reagan
not
was the one
Reagan.
who brought the free
No, it
trade.
was not
What
Reagan.
wrong with you? Go
No,
back
it
and
was not. I don't have to debate that.
Free
Reagan
trade
did
started
not.
with Reagan.
okay, okay, hold on, guys. Whether Reagan brought it in or
No, guys,
Clinton brought it
please.
in, let us
We have to be accurate about
yeah.
No,
the
no, no, I'm
person.
accurate. I know what I'm saying.
Okay, hold on.
Free trade started in Reagan. And Reagan also
Listen.
killed union in America when he fired the airport workers.
Yes, in 1980.
Yes.
You conflating issues here.
No, I'm dead on
All
point.
right, so
what I'm saying now, the Trump era would bring a political shift in the world with his unorthodox, non-traditional politics to the right.
Okay, but
We
we
don't
shifting
know
topic.
which
We
country is going
shifted.
to benefit.
We shifted. Let's
We
get
don't
back
know.
let's get back to the thing. The break with China came when Nixon.
Delbert, we on
Let me finish.
internet.
I'll let you finish. I
Reagan
allowed
is the
you.
one who
I
free trade.
allowed
We don't
you.
arguing here today.
I allow you to finish. Let me finish. Let
I
me
have a
finish.
phone in my hand, I could pull it up.
Okay, so go ahead and pull it up. Let me finish. I'm saying that the break with the beginning of the end came when Nixon visited China in '77.
Talking about free trade.
Well, can you let me finish?
Go ahead.
Could you let me finish?
Go
What
ahead,
that
Brad.
did was that it gave legitimacy to the Chinese government. Okay? And China knew at that time that the only way that they would be able to move forward is through a sort of modern day industrialization. And it did start there. But it started them with producing really poor quality, cheap goods that they really could not sell to the West. All right? It got better over the years. And it certainly improved during the Reagan and Bobby Bush administration. But the
When?
Okay, hold on, guys. I read, hold on. Delbert, I want to read something here to you, both of you guys. He said the U.S. President George W. Bush signed a proclamation granting China permanent normal trading relations with the United States in 2001. Prior to the U.S.
That's nonsense.
declaring economic independence towards China in 1784, when the American trade ship Empress of China set sail from New York City. So is that accurate or inaccurate?
No,
what you're reading is correct, John.
Let me finish. I'm
what
not
you're
saying
reading is what Delbert said is baloney.
Okay.
Because
but Hudson, let me finish. Hudson, let me finish.
But
Hudson, let me finish.
Your history is wrong.
No, let me finish.
The Nixon
Hudson, let
era
me
in
finish.
China was Mount Stomach there. When Ding took over.
Could you kindly?
Okay, hold on.
Let me finish my point.
Hold on.
Just let me finish my point.
Delbert, you need
hold on, Hudson. Hold on. Go ahead.
You always go back into this irrelevant thing. You're not teaching me anything here.
No, I'm not teaching you. We discussing
point. Let me finish my point. That's all I'm asking.
Free trade was Reagan.
Okay.
With Deng Xiaoping.
Okay, hold on, Hudson. Hold on. We get that. Hold on.
What's wrong with you?
Go on. Go ahead, Delbert.
When the U.S. president that brought China into the WTO, do you know what the WTO is?
World Trade Organization.
That
is where you're making the mistake.
Okay. Oh my God.
What's wrong with you?
Forget it. Hudson, as usual, you know what's wrong.
Go back and do your research.
I don't have to do research.
Nixon era was with Chairman Mao. And when Mao died,
Deng
Xiaoping take over and he lock up Mao wife.
Preach your
And
nonsense.
they had the Gang of 10.
That has nothing to do with the
And the
conversation.
West.
We're talking about
What wrong
trade.
with you? What wrong with you?
We're
Man, you don't know
talking
what you're
about
talking
trade.
about. You don't know what you're talking about.
What year did China? What year was China accepted into the WTO? Google that.
After the free trade was
No,
signed.
no. Google what year China was accepted into the
I don't have to
WTO.
Google it. It started after
No,
China
no,
joined
I'm not
free
asking
trade.
you anything about when it started. I'm asking you see, that's what I'm saying. I'm making a singular point. I'm asking you, what year was China accepted into the WTO? That's all I'm asking.
Well, I tell you, after free trade, the companies moved to China. That is when tenements came. Because the American thought Deng Xiaoping had changed. And then he committed the massacre on Tenement Square. 1990.
Tenement Square was not in 1980.
1990. I used to work with the Canadian immigration as a security guard in a holding center. I know only jail in Toronto.
I didn't ask. I'm not asking you.
Hold on.
What I'm telling you,
I'm asking you. What year was China accepted in the WTO? That's all I'm asking.
Under Deng Xiaoping.
Okay, I have it here, there, but what happened when China joined the spring of 2000? China was trying to become a member of the World Trade Organization. WTO. The U.S. House of Representatives had just approved normalizing trade relations with China. The vote was effectively a U.S. endorsement of China accession, and President Bill Clinton, a major prominent of China's bid, voiced his economic and strategic hope for the U.S.
Okay.
China
Stop right
relationship.
there, John. Stop right there, John. Stop right there. What was the point I made very early? That the president that signed the declaration to bring China into the WTO was Bill Clinton.
Yes, you said that.
Yes. But Reagan created free trade. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with
Everything
Reagan.
go by stage.
The WTO is a global trade. Okay. China wanted to join. Hold on. China wanted to join. Okay, where is it? The net made talks with access from U.S. government. China would have to change its policy to adhere to WTO rules, reducing gift tariff and guaranteeing intellectual property rights, among other things.
Exactly.
While countries such as the United States would have to give up little in return. The United States agreed that membership in an international organization such as the WTO would act as a check on China's communist government, speeding up its transition into a market economy and encouraging it to have a greater stake in setting global rules. This was not the new idea. Clinton's predecessors had operated under the same assumption that free trade leads to democracy. No nation on earth has discovered the way to import the world goods and services while stopping foreign ideas at the border.
Exactly.
Said George W. Bush. It would also legitimize the WTO itself. China was the biggest trading country outside the organization, and the WTO could not really claim to be a global organization without it. So China would have been brought in because they recognize that they have to have China in on the deal.
Because the West have an appetite for cheap goods.
Yes, and China was the biggest trading organization country outside of the WTO, and by doing so, they are more or less control the flow of goods and services.
The Reagan administration was not focused on China. Reagan's entire administration was focused on the Soviet Union.
Yeah, of dismantling communism.
China was not part of that conversation at all.
Reagan's problem with the Soviet Union had nothing to do with trade. It was a Cold War or dominance.
No, that's what they say. He was only doing trade.
I didn't say that.
No, he wasn't
saying. Hudson, I did not say that.
No, I didn't say you said that. I'm making a point.
Okay, but let's stick to the topic.
Deng Xiaoping came to power
Hudson,
in the 19 in the
you,
19
you uselessly name dropping. That's all you're doing there.
what do I do? What happened to it?
Okay?
When Deng Xiaoping take power in China, he changed his brand of communism from Mao.
That is
Mao,
not the topic. That is not the
well,
topic.
it's not the topic. We're
We're
discussing
talking about
why.
trade.
We're
We're talking about
discussing why,
trade.
how it happened. How it happened.
No, we're talking about
Mao
trade.
banished Deng in the countryside. And when Mao died, the Communist Party voted for Deng to come back as the leader. Deng jailed every member of Mao group. And he said, this is the end of the Cultural Revolution. He's looking for a new market. And Reagan take the bet. Coca-Cola was the first company go in Canada. I remember English gun, Gillette gun. Hey. I couldn't remember it off my head right now. But what Reagan
Here's what's
Reagan
ironic
thought Deng was a capitalist.
Okay, here's
But
what's
Deng was
ironic.
not.
Hold on, Hudson. Hold on.
Here's what's ironic about your whatever
Anyway,
you want to
John,
call it.
let us go forward. We will argue that
No,
next
no,
time.
no. Here's what's
Let me keep on
ironic.
what we were discussing.
Here's what's ironic about your position. My position is very simple.
Hold on, Hudson. Don't have to respond to everything. Just hold on. Just listen.
Okay? My position is very simple. That the so-called opening with China came in 1977. It did not come with the Reagan administration. It came, let me finish, Hudson. Let me finish. It came in 1977 when Nixon made the trip to Beijing. Okay? That's when the opening started. It accelerated as years went by under succeeding U.S. administration. But China did not become a full trading partner within the WTO until Bill Clinton was almost ready to leave office.
All right.
That's my
Can I ask you a question?
Let me finish. That was my point in the very beginning. That is the facts, and you cannot dispute it.
So
are dealing in what? Are dealing in what? Into law.
Reagan administration was not focused whatsoever on China and trade and these things. The Reagan administration was a militaristic administration that its main goal was combating the Soviet Union.
China had nothing to trade with America. China had nothing to trade with America. You know what I mean? I think you're mixing it up.
I'm not mixing anything up.
Well, no, let me make my point now. The companies moved to China to get cheap labor. So the capitalist was making more money. So they used China an overseas place to make the money.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Now let me ask you this one question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this one question.
Yes.
Tell me, how was that all possible?
How it happened? Well, the capitalists
no, hold on. That's not what I said. That's not my question. I said, tell me, how did all that become possible?
How it become possible?
Yes.
Because they thought what the West thought. They thought that China was moving from the Cultural Revolution and communism will be dead in China. But it didn't happen.
That's not my question.
But that's the answer.
No, but it's not my question.
Okay.
All what you're talking about became possible because of Nixon's visit in 1977.
No. Nixon's visit to China have nothing to do with trade. Trudeau make diplomatic relationship with China and Cuba and those countries when he become the prime minister.
Trade is not the first thing that happened.
China had nothing to trade
the first
with
thing
the West
that happened,
until free trade.
Hudson, the first thing that happens between nations is an opening up of relations. Trade comes after.
You know what I tell you? China had nothing to trade with the West until free trade. when companies move for cheap labor.
Okay, this is useless, man.
Not useless. Do you
No,
know?
it is.
Do you know that Haiti has the biggest
I'm not going to
textile?
Haiti. We're discussing China and trade.
No. The point is that I join an example to you. Haiti has more textile industry than all other Caribbean islands, and Haiti is the poorest country in the world.
What's the relevance to that to the topic?
But what I'm trying to tell you is the capitalists kept the industry anyway. Where they could make money.
Hudson, you need to what they used to call that thing we used to do with the computers and them in the back of the days when you
But get your dates correct, man. Let me continue.
Well, my
we
dates
that for our next discussion.
No, my dates were correct. John just read it out there.
You're wrong. Free Trump come with Reagan.
Correct.
And he make Mulroney sign it. Mulroney is the best prime minister Canada had.
That we not going into another topic again.
Until he signed the free trade. I live under many prime ministers in Canada, and the best 5 years I spent in Canada was under Brian Mulroney, and he was a conservative. But the day you see it on the paper, Canada never the same again. China is the one who benefit from the free trade. And Trump is going to fail saying he's going to make America great again. That's my opinion. I'm still wrong.
But let me go back. Let me go back to one thing here. The election and Delbert and Hudson and Toro. I think he's still there. The election have come, and Trump will be taking office in, I think, January 4th. Delbert, January 20th. Now I know Canada is saying that they're ready for Trump, whatever he bring their way this time, because just before the end of his era, he had had some tariff placed on Canada, and he was complaining how Canada have put so much a tariff on them. I think it was 28%. Remember if I'm wrong here, right? 28%. You muted, and they're now saying that they're ready for him this time. From a Canadian perspective, too, what do you think Canada economic team, the government will do to if Trump was to increase a tariff on Canadian goods coming to the United States this time again?
Very little. Canada, I mean, we talk of, I mean, Canada in its relationship with the United States is just like any other third world country. I mean, there's not much. Seriously, right? The thing is with Canada is we obviously like to have a good relationship with Canada, and what Canada despises is a leader who is openly kowtowing to the U.S. They don't want to see them groveling to the U.S. president and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I think that was one of the attraction of Pierre Trudeau, right? And there's economically we depend on them. They control everything like how they control the rest of the world, right?
Right.
So we'll take a few steps here and there and push back where we can. But when it comes to the U.S. has clout and it does what it wants, especially with Trump.
Talking. Go ahead, Delbert.
Canada going to increase tariffs on bacon and lumber. Americans can't do without either.
Right. So yeah, the rest of the world just had to tighten the belly and deal with Trump in the next 4 years.
But Toro, a trade war benefits nobody.
Right, it benefits nobody. But Trump is that kind of guy who is kind of reckless. He'll try a thing, and if it work, you change course.
Yeah.
You know, another thing is, he can't do it. He can't carry it out because the U.S., for example, is a litigious society. Even though the Republicans control the Supreme Court, then guys still sometimes they want to maintain a semblance of they take the law seriously and they just go by the law. So they give Trump what he wants most of the time, but at times they're going to reject a few things, right? Yeah. We're going to survive the 4 years of Trump, right? There are a lot of damage will be done. A lot of things you in place that will take years to undo. But Canada just had to deal with Trump as it comes. You understand? The other thing is, though, is that Canada has an election within a year. In my view, Justin Trudeau is going to lose that election. The Conservatives, which are more in line with the Republicans and Trump, are going to come there. And we see how that work out for Canada. I mean, if the guy upset the Canadian new prime minister, upset Canadians enough, you lose in the following election. So you'll be there for about 3-4 years, and then Canada likes the Liberal Party. They'll bring back a Liberal Party with a new leader, right? There's a thing in politics again that where people just get tired of a leader and a party and a government, and then throw them out, no matter how much you're doing, right? No matter, they just throw them out, right? So they love the Liberal Party, but oftentimes they get tired of them and they say, okay, either the party or the leader or the Liberal government, throw them out, and then they bring them back after a term or two, right? So this guy will come, if he called out too much to Trump, they throw him out and they'll bring him back. Right? Inside the United States itself, I mean, a lot of the struggles that we fought against Trump has to be fought inside the United States itself.
Yes.
I don't expect that, especially Black folks who have been struggling all their life, going to just sit on their hands and let Trump do what he wants. They're going to be struggle. And just going back to the Democratic Party, the Democratic Party, again, I mean, I said that a little facetiously earlier, but they need to look at itself, and they don't have a clear message. They don't have a message that is fine-tuned for 2024, 2025. To me, they still fight. Listen, the Republican Party has outmaneuvered the Democratic Party. They're doing everything, gerrymandering, putting people on the court, they're doing everything. And where they are today is years and years of planning and thing. The Democratic Party, them old guys, still trying to fight a 1960s struggle, MLK, we shall overcome kind of thing. That thing ain't working now. They need to get a message.
Resonate with the young people today.
Right, research and the messaging. The messaging is all confused and nobody's sure what they stand for. They're for war, they're not against war. There was a time when you know well where the Democratic Party stood on things like war, overseas campaign and so. Right now, they're just reacting to everything the Republicans.
I think one of the things I often say that everything rises and falls on leadership, right? And I think you had a lack of real good leadership in the Democratic Party for the last 4 years, right?
Those old guys, I mean, I don't know. I mean, right.
Well, you have to understand the party, also understand the party structure, because technically, when somebody is president, whichever party has the presidency, that person is considered head of the party. But in essence, he's detached from the party,
right?
Because the office of the presidency is so sort of global in its reach, and I think the president focus on a day-to-day basis is not party work. He's focused on the state apparatus. So the party functions kind of by itself. But Toro is right. The party does not have a clear message. It continues to develop this sort of messaging, long bites or bite-sized pieces for this group and for this group and for this group and for this group. And it's going to be interesting who emerges after this as the odds-on favorite for the 2028 elections. And I have some opinions on that, but it's a little too early to start to prognosticate on that. But I hope Toro is right, that we're able to survive Trump, because this is a guy that throughout his lifetime that has always been prepared to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah.
If he does not win or he does not get his way, he would rather burn it to the ground.
Let me ask you that question. Given the present situation with the Russian war, right, and the Israel war, where do you think Trump will focus mainly on to in those two wars, given what we see happening now with Israel escalating the war in one sense, and Russia
Both of them will continue.
But and the only thing you will stop, but how do you think Trump will approach those two wars?
Well, in a sense, yeah, the president has a lot of power, but he has a lot of power within a certain framework.
Right.
The military-industrial complex is not going to give up their role. So war is money for a certain cross-section of the of the population. Okay, so they are going to protect their interests at all costs. So Trump will be a lot more freehand with Netanyahu in Israel, and he's going to try to limit how much money Ukraine get, but the military and national security interests, they're not going to allow it. They're going to fight him. They're going to fight him.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Delbert, on that. And to me, again, we always focus on governments and the government and stuff like that. I always tell people, even in respect to Grenada, they always talk about we worried about government censorship of the media, for example. I tell them people there are more self-censorship with regard to the private sector than with the government.
Yeah,
I know, I'm asking you.
Exactly.
People are afraid to run stories because they may lose an advertiser.
Yes,
An advertiser will call a newspaper and say, well, put in this ad in the paper and I want this go on this so-and-so page. I'm more concerned about self-censorship with regard to the media than the government. I mean, you can always check the government when they try to do something. So in regard to the US, I mean, I agree with Delbert in terms of the military-industrial complex. We could watch them, we could monitor them there. But I'm more concerned about a guy like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Running the show. I mean, he behind the scenes doing a whole set of things. He could cause more damage.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The economy.
The economy and the apparatus of the United States, what we know today.
Yeah.
Then Trump himself or the government, his cabinet.
Well, they have already described him as the shadow president.
Exactly. This guy is going to wield so much power, right?
Yeah.
Him and the U.S. Supreme Court are the two most dangerous entities, as far as I'm concerned, with regard to the next 4 years in the U.S.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
My opinion is that I think Ukraine going to lose the war. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? There will be proxy wars going on, but Ukraine will lose the war, and maybe we'll see a shift in Gaza. But Toro mentioned Canada. I live in Canada. Canada have its own political dynamics too.
That's right.
The majority of Canadian prime ministers are Quebecers.
Yes.
The closest America get to boxing Canada into the fold was with Harper.
Yeah.
But the power of the Quebecers, right? And Canada don't want to lose Quebec.
They don't.
Because if they lose Quebec, they have to give Quebec half of Ottawa. They have to pay for the James Bay Hydro. They have to pay for the Atlantic Seacoast, the St. Lawrence River. So the Black Quebecer will always be a powerful force in Canada. Even though the capitalists, but they have a kind of a ethnic francophone increase.
Yeah, but you know that's what Chrétien said. Chrétien said couldn't afford to lose Quebec, and I think after he came off, he dumped some money into Quebec because he wanted to have that influence. And when it comes to the referendum, you want to make sure that Canada is not separated. So he invests heavily into Quebec to make sure that the Quebec don't separate Canada.
But you make a good point. And what cause? Why you think the cause Bouchard? If they lose the vote by 1%.
Yes. I remember that.
You know what he caused it to? Was the same free trade. There was no job.
There's no job.
Everything they go.
The reality is that these provinces and them who think that they can survive as a nation because they prosperous now, they prosperous because they have the entire Canada backing them.
Yeah.
If
And
they
No,
want
not
to,
Quebec.
if-
Not Quebec.
listen,
Quebec could survive by itself.
Hudson, hold on.
No.
Quebec will not survive as a nation on its own.
Yes, he could.
Yeah. No, I can't
He could.
think.
He
Why
could.
you think none of the referendum succeeded? Because they wanted
Hudson,
to
The reason why
be
it doesn't
Hudson,
succeed,
hold on.
because
Hudson,
listen,
hold on.
they
Hudson, hold on.
wanted to be independent, but they still wanted to use the
Use
Canadian
your
currency
dollar.
and passport.
no, no.
And
I mean,
passport.
like, yes,
No,
Hudson, that was the issue. They
That was the
wanted
issue.
independence, but they
No,
were saying
no,
we're going to continue
no.
using the Canadian passport and the
No.
Canadian
And
currency.
dollar. Yeah.
There is two type of Quebecers.
No. So,
You have-
sorry, no. Hold on, Hudson. Hold on,
Let me
Hudson.
just- let me-
Hudson, no, hold on.
Yeah.
This idea with the two type of kind.
When I said two type of Quebecers, let me finish.
Okay.
There is a Quebecers like the Pierre Trudeau type. They are Quebecer, but they believe in one Canada, and you want the hardcore. So the referendum still, as Depo is not a surety it will happen.
Right. But also one has to consider, right, the provinces beyond Quebec would not want to pay and think to come into Quebec, to come into Canada. All this stuff on them would have to be considered too. Because Prince Edward Island and all these places, all these eastern provinces and them, they want to stay in Canada. They want to be part of Quebec. You understand? They're not going to do that. No, they wouldn't do it, Hudson. Believe me.
But they're small.
Right, and they put them have a big daddy.
Hudson, if Quebec was to separate, their standard of living would plummet.
Yes.
No.
Hudson, I'm not debating that.
No.
If you don't understand, hold on.
Yeah.
Hudson. If you don't if you don't agree with that, you don't understand the importance of trade. You don't understand the importance of macroeconomics.
We're able to trade, they go trade with you.
Let me finish. You don't understand the importance of population growth in relation to economic development. All these things would plummet.
Yeah, people will leave. People will leave. They leave Quebec with a dime.
They would plummet. They would be back within 5 years. They would be begging to get back in the union.
No. If you look at the geography, Quebec is very close to Greenland and England.
But still, that doesn't make a difference.
It could happen.
But
my point is that not whether it could happen or not. That's not my point.
It could.
No. But that's not my point. But that's not my point. That's not my point.
But what I read or not,
I'm not saying it can't happen. What I'm saying is that
Canada have more to lose.
Hold on, Hudson.
Of course they. Well,
that's my opinion.
How did Brexit work out for the British?
Brexit? Okay. The reason why the British is playing the game with Brexit is because Germany is the country.
No, that's not the question. That is not my question. That was not my question. That was not my question.
The British.
I ask you, how did Brexit work out for the British?
Well, I'm saying it. Well, you're not letting me done.
No, that's a very okay, so let me ask the question. Let me ask the question in a different way.
Let me answer, no man.
No, let me answer. Because you're not answering.
But you're not letting people speak.
No. You're not answering my question. So let me ask it in a more.
How you know I don't answer your question? Let me
I know you
explain
don't.
myself.
I know you're not. Let me ask it in a different
way. Hold on, Hudson. You want him to speak? You want to speak? You asked the question. Be specific.
Well,
answer
the question.
You're going to bush.
Let me
answer. Give your answer.
Yes. The answer is if Britain accept BRICS totally, Germany will be the power in Europe.
Germany is always.
And Britain doesn't want it.
Germany has been the power in Europe since 1989.
But Britain is going to lose its clout. That's why they're holding on to the palm.
What that has to do with the question that I asked?
There is two high-tech countries in the world. Germany and Japan. The British will hold action in the next 20 years.
Hudson, let me ask the question again.
Don't go
Let me
back to
ask.
that question. Don't
No,
go
let
back
me
to
ask
that
the
question.
question again because you didn't
Don't
answer it.
ask that question again. Answer
You
your
didn't
right.
answer
Move
it.
on, move on. Let me
Here's
move.
your point.
We don't
Let me
arguing in
respond.
St. Patrick. Move on,
Let
move
me
on.
let me
Move
respond.
on.
Let me respond. I ask you, how did Brexit work out for the British? And your answer was the reason the British doing what they're doing is that they are afraid. Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Go on there, but I think Hudson's muted.
Okay,
No, Hudson's muted. You cannot hear him, Hudson. Are you hearing Hudson?
okay. So yeah, but he's distracted. And his answer was that Britain is doing what they're doing because they're afraid that Germany would become the powerhouse in Europe.
Yes,
Germany,
that's it. That's it.
Germany
That's it.
has been the powerhouse in Europe for almost 35 years.
But Delbert,
Let me finish. Let me finish. Hudson, let me finish. Okay? Germany has the number 3 economy in the world. The British economy is smaller than the economy of California in the United States. So the idea that the British could compete with the Germans, it's a fallacy. It's not going to happen, and it does not exist.
Hudson. Hudson.
Germany doesn't have soul and is bleeding. Right? You guys got to think why. They doesn't have colonies exploiting, even though they're capitalists. Britain still and France still exploiting external forces differently than the German capitalist system. So Britain is still afraid. It's the fear. But in the end, both France and Germany is going to fall because France told the European Union the other day, days before Trump won the election, that they had to prepare to come together because they're scared that a victory for Trump will collapse Europe.
Okay, but you still didn't answer you didn't answer my question.
Delbert, we are in a discussion. I don't want to stick on one argument.
No,
Let's move forward.
All you're doing there, you're doing exactly what Trump does. You're flooding the zone.
No, but you keep it like if me and you arguing. We just have different opinion.
No, it's
Let's
not.
move forward.
This is not about opinion. These are the facts.
No, you don't have no facts there.
These
Everything
are
is
facts.
trade. It's trade for the capitalist country.
Germany has been the largest economy in Europe for decades.
It doesn't matter because it's the largest economy. All I'm trying to tell you is that Britain is playing a rope-a-dope game with the EU for its own personal interests.
Britain didn't play no rope-a-dope. Britain did Brexit and they lost big time.
Well, it's not the same thing I say. They lost because Germany is too powerful.
No. If you play in rope-a-dope,
but you just want to argue.
Yeah, okay. Let me tell you something. In boxing, where that term comes from, the person who is playing rope-a-dope end up winning the fight. Okay?
Not necessary. Mohammed Ali play rope-a-dope and he get knocked down couple times to face
and that's why he's the great. And that's why he's the greatest, right?
Never say he's not the greatest.
Okay, all right. The person who plays rope-a-dope wins. Brexit was a colossal loss for and succeeding British prime ministers and British dignitaries have all admitted that now. So I don't know what you're arguing.
In the next 10, 15 years, Pong is going to crash. France will become a poor country.
The BRICS nation going to take care of all of that, I guess.
That's nonsense too. That's nonsense.
No.
That's nonsense.
Do you think so?
No.
Of course
the wall is going
what do you think about so hold on, I want to introduce
you
because
raise a good point. You raise a good point.
But what would happen? What would happen to the BRICS nation?
Let me pull apart BRICS for you.
Okay.
BRICS is never going to succeed the West.
Mm.
Okay? And let me tell you why.
Mm.
The two major players in BRICS is
Russia,
China and India.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
They hate each other.
Mm.
Okay? The three drivers in BRICS is China, India, and Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Brazil and India will never give up the dollar. They will not. If Brazil gives up the dollar, the US has the ability to collapse their currency. Okay? More importantly, they are in this hemisphere. So whether or not you have a popularist government come there or whatever, they are never going to give up the dollar.
Well,
So too, let me finish. And neither would India. The other major players in BRICS, South Africa, is too unstable to be considered a serious player in BRICS. Okay? And then the other nation that could come in there with a lot of money is Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian royal family serves at the pleasure of the United States. If they go too far, the US will send them a strong message, and that royal family will be no more. They don't want that. So they'll play the US game long.
No.
They'll take I'm not debating that. I'm not debating that. Okay, hold on. BRICS as it comprises now is about 34% of the world economy, right? 34%. The West is 66%, thereabout, 66%. When you pull India and Brazil away from that 34%, it's down to about 20%.
But they're not pulled out, they're in. So you're assuming that
John, you guys don't understand that. This is not about whether they pull out of the organization. It's about whether they continue to trade in US dollars or not. And what I'm telling you is that Brazil and India will never give up their ability to trade in US currency. They wouldn't do it.
You don't believe that?
I know it's not going to happen.
Okay.
You start good, but you make a mistake.
I believe they will stop. I believe they will stop trading in US dollars.
What is the purpose of BRICS?
Huh?
What is the purpose of BRICS?
Well,
the main purpose of BRICS
is to stop
everything you say.
Okay, so hold on. So
the
remember
the whole world.
Well, let me answer. You asked me a question. Let me answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So BRICS was a kind of our organization that came together by popular demand. BRICS, when the term first came out, and it wasn't BRICS, it was BRIC. It was a term coined by a British economist who was, I think, senior partner or global whatever at Goldman Sachs. So it was an economic term that was coined by him, saying that look at these four nations as developing emerging nations who have some technology, who has good education system, who has good universities, who has economic base, who has natural resources, and we have to pay attention to them. And it remained in the boardroom for quite a few years before the organization actually physically came together. So in some way, you can argue that BRICS, the S came when South Africa was officially made a member, was a making of Western capitalism.
So, but hold on. But so then the purpose of it, of these countries coming together, what is the real purpose of it coming together though?
That's the question I'm asking.
When the countries,
that's the question.
I'm going to answer that. When the countries came together, okay, they came together as a trading bloc to sort of exchange technology and let me finish, and have greater cooperation among themselves. Okay? Let me finish, Hudson. Let me just finish. Even years into BRICS, okay? Years into BRICS. And I'll send you some articles on it. put together by Nobel-winning economists on BRICS, because I've read up and studied a lot about it. Okay, even years into BRICS, they didn't do anything to challenge the U.S. currency, and the currency that they launched failed. Okay, so you have to differentiate what percentage of the global economy those countries comprise, which is about 35%, as against how much of these countries continue to trade in the US dollar. The US and its Western allies control about 65% of the global economy. And then when you add India and Brazil, it brings it up to about 80%. So still, where would you rather be? Because
that is why you're making the mistake.
I'm not making no mistake.
Okay, let me make my point now.
Because even South Africa still trades in the US dollar.
Well, no, that is why you're making the mistake. The purpose of BRICS is to get rid of the US dollar as the
main currency.
The main trading dollar. And BRICS have an upper hand on the EU and America in terms of human resources. You get it? So you have countries like Indonesia, Brazil, India, China. Wait, you talk. Give me a minute, and then you will come in. South Africa. Most of these countries have large population. Mexico, right? You're talking about BRICS country at 35% of the world economic trade now in finance, and the West is 65. If they unite, they could bring down the American dollar, and the whole thing could switch, because the American dollar become the mighty dollar. The most powerful money in the world was the Dutch dollar, the guilders. That is why people went to the guilders.
Guys,
so I don't know.
BRICS cannot challenge.
They could.
BRICS is in absolutely zero position to challenge the dominance of the US dollar.
No, they could.
Okay, because even the countries, most of the countries outside of China and Russia who are going to join BRICS, they are going to do some local trade in their own currency. Make no mistake about that. That's going to happen. But the majority of international trade, and I'm going to predict, probably for the next 50 years, is going to be conducted in the US dollar.
No, it must shift.
Right.
The reason why it's going to shift,
dreaming.
Right?
The fact that you included Mexico in that shows how clueless that point of view is.
No.
Because
we're discussing.
I'm not discussing anything, because I'm not going to make irrelevant points. Because Mexico, if Mexico ever stopped trading in the US dollar, okay, it would become part of California.
Well, you're talking about going about diplomacy now.
No. I'm talking about economic
What I'm talking
power.
about, we didn't need world trade. The American dollar is dictating the entire trade. Oil countries have to sell the oil in US dollar. That's illegal.
US dollar.
Right, that's a monopoly strangling other countries. This is why we have BRICS, and BRICS have a chance of winning.
Okay, so let me ask you this question.
And it will take some time, but they could win.
They can't. Okay, let me ask you this question.
Of course they could. Because they have the population and the human resources.
Population is important. Yes, I agree to that. But you cannot classify the standard of living in India or most of China with that of somebody in Montreal or San Francisco or Dusseldorf or Copenhagen or any one of the Northern European capitals.
What you're talking is that you're defending.
I'm not defending anything. What I'm doing is
point.
No. Hudson, you don't understand what I'm saying.
So I'm going on the point that the evils of the colonialists, right?
That's not my point. That's not my
what you're
point.
arguing.
Hudson, that's not what I'm arguing.
You might see it that way.
Hudson, let me explain it because you're not understanding it. I'm not defending the use of the dollar. What I'm stating is the fact, what it is now. Okay? So it's not whether I'm defending it or not. I'm just stating the macroeconomic fact that the dollar will continue to be the currency of reserve probably for the next half of a century.
No, I disagree.
Well, okay. I don't know, but
personally,
I think there will be a drop in the use of US dollar around the world. As more and more countries we may gravitate more to the BRICS nation, and the trading in their own currency will be a more easier thing for them to do. I mean, why would I want to pay more money to trade, to buy a US dollar to trade when I could just use mine? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Right?
It doesn't make sense.
So if I could buy stuff with from Canada, just using Canada dollar in a store in just use it without having to convert, right?
Convert my money into trade.
And to trade. And if hold on there, but if India, if Brazil, for example, could trade without buying up US monies to convert the money to buy stuff.
It's better for the economy.
It's better for the economy. They don't have to go through that. So which means that if every country that start trading with BRICS way to use their own money for oil and grain and stuff like
better
that.
For the whole world.
Better for them. So I see in my prediction, I see a decline in US dollar over the next. Of course, it will.
It will. So in the next 50 years.
So we argue in different points. You guys realize?
No, it's not different point. We just have a different.
You said let me respond.
Okay.
We argue in different points.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
What you guys are arguing is the importance, in your view, or the benefit for these nations to trade in their own currency. Right. I am not debating that. That's not my argument.
Well, once you're talking about BRICS, that's what
hold on.
Hudson, let me finish. That is not my argument. I'm not debating that. That very well may be the case. My argument is that none of these nations or organizations or economic pact, right, has the ability right now to challenge the US dollar. And here's the reason I'm saying that. I remember 20 years ago when the euro came out and it was supposed to dethrone the dollar. I remember in the 1980s when the Japanese yen was supposed to dethrone the US dollar. I'm old enough to remember these things.
Right.
So my point is not that I'm defending it. I'm stating it as a fact that the US dollar will continue to dominate global trade for the next half a century.
Okay, but while I tend to agree that you're talking about an individual country, China, Japan with the yen, and the euro, right? Now, collectively, I think you have a stronger union right now than the euro, right?
With who? With who?
With the BRIC nation. I didn't have a better position.
The BRIC currency failed. It failed. It's not true.
But the currency that didn't work. But individual countries can buy their own currency.
John, the BRIC currency failed.
Yes,
it is not trading internationally.
You
cannot take a failed currency and say it's stronger than the euro.
No. What I'm saying, my point here is that now it's okay, the money failed, but the country could use their own monies to trade without using.
But that's not a BRIC currency.
It's not a BRIC currency, but that's my point. The country know they have freedom to use their own currency instead of US dollar.
Okay, what does China do better than anybody else?
Trade.
They sell cheap products.
Yes.
They sell cheap products to who?
To the United States and maybe to the West. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well,
what currency is those trades going to happen in?
In the US dollar. I agree with that.
Okay.
Yes,
And say no more. Say
no,
no
no,
more.
I agree with that.
Say no more.
But the big countries will trade in their product still. That's you're talking about the Western
Okay,
economy.
so let
But
me
the big
ask you.
countries.
Let me ask you the second question. If China is so comfortable in the BRICS currency, which already, by the way, failed, why has it continued to buy up U.S. treasuries?
Why? Is it for the security interests? That's a security.
Okay. All right.
It's a security for them. It's
Okay.
like it's
You know
like
what they, say, right?
Yeah.
You know what they say, right?
What they say?
If you owe the bank $1 million, the bank owns you. When
Yeah.
you owe them 10 billion, you own the bank.
Yeah. So I guess China own America.
No, you missed the point, man.
I know. I hear you. I'm saying that. Toro, where is Toro?
You guys.
Hold on.
This is not an anti-colonial position.
No. I never said that.
We're just discussing the fundamentals of macroeconomics.
Yeah.
And me and you and Toro and maybe our children are not going to see the end of the dominance of the US dollar. We're not going to see.
I'm enjoying the economic discussion. Yeah. I mean, the thing again, listen, we have to be honest. The thing with the US is that the US links economy with military power. Right?
Exactly.
So nobody coming on. You think the Arab countries wouldn't want to sell the oil in some other currency or whatever? I mean, but the US, I mean, these guys don't make jokes. These guys are serious.
Yeah, I know
the
that.
economy is linked to the military. So if you want something happen, the start a war.
I didn't want to mention it because I might be on Trump's deportation list.
Yeah, the start a war or the overthrow of government. I mean, they run things. I mean, let's be frank. The US run things, right? And I mean, listen. The best counterbalance the world had with regard to the US wasn't just the Soviet Union, but the non-aligned movement. The non-aligned movement had a good thing going. The biggest failure of the end of the hot Cold War was the dismantling of the non-aligned movement. If the non-aligned movement couldn't do it, I'm sure BRICS could do it. I mean, BRICS is kind of
and John,
the non-aligned movement had more strength, more clout. It had more organized structure.
BRICS is not the body to look at. You know what?
I'm sure they could do it.
Where the power is now dominated is the G20.
I'm sure. The non-aligned movement used to kick some butts. You know what I mean?
I submitted that one. I know the non-aligned movement had some clout.
We have to separate between political rhetoric and economic fundamentals of international economics.
Absolutely.
Hudson on
the floor.
Hudson, go ahead.
So you mentioned the Arab world. Arab countries are not really countries. They're not really countries.
They're not going to be too happy about that.
Listen, you're dealing with countries that have oil and religious laws. They're not really countries. The American can change Saudi Arabia in the morning, Kuwait, Tunisia, all these countries, except Iran and Algeria. They could change any of them in the morning. So when you're talking about
they could change Canada tomorrow if they want to send 100 troops to Canada.
No, they won't change Canada. Canada is like how I was saying, like Grenada and Trinidad.
Hudson.
Something like Grenada and Trinidad to the US and Canada.
Hudson will send the Buffalo Police Department to take over Canada, okay?
No, you guys, basically, I'm not taking political ideology. I'm dealing with the state of the world now, how it is now, and something is going to happen. Because if nothing happens in the next 20 years, you will be paying $60 for a loaf of bread.
No,
you will be paying $60 for a loaf of bread.
Where you pay $60 for a loaf of bread?
Is if you have if you start tariffs and trade wars.
Nah, that would happen. Yeah, that would happen.
Was before COVID, I used to buy a bread for $1.50. No, a loaf of good bread is almost $6.
Right, that's Canada. Not in the States. Canadian and US. The US.
No,
the US Americans are dependent on low. The change government. If the price of gas is $3 and they wanted at $2, they prepare to change the president and the government to get to that $2. If the price of bread reaches $6, that government can't survive.
America will never get poor.
What I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying.
For a loaf of bread.
America will never become a poor country.
Right.
But the world is going to shit. But they will never become poor.
Hudson, if bread got to $6, there would be government trucks in every corner giving out bread.
Exactly.
let me try some fun.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute. 40 years ago, Israel fighting Palestine. The war used to last a whole day. You got to look at that.
Why?
Wait, let me done, and you will come in. I'm showing you how the world is changing, and Ali doesn't look at it. I just use it as that. Right now, they say the size of where people living in Palestine is as big as Barbados. But they're still holding on. When you look at wars, Ukraine and Russia, the war is fighting. There was no drones those days. You used to put on man on the ground and they're dying. The war is changing, whether we like it or not. The US will never get poor. Europeans wouldn't get poor because they have technology. But the way they're exploiting the world is going to shift.
Okay, but Hudson, why are the wars lasting longer now?
The wars now? Because the West is getting competition.
You're right, but it's not the West getting competition. It's that the resistance has become stronger.
Yeah.
Okay, well, where the resistance coming from?
Opponent. Some of the resistance are homegrown.
It doesn't matter. But who they're fighting with? Who they're fighting with?
You said that one of the only countries that the US could be in Tehran tomorrow morning if they wanted. Tehran. Well, let me finish. Iran has proven itself to be the biggest paper tiger on earth today.
Well, you know what? Okay. I tend to support that a bit. Let me tell you something.
No, it's not whether you support it.
No. I say what you're saying there because, you know, whether we like it or not, right? At this present stage, right? Any country America want to dominate, they could do it at this point.
No, they could invade it.
They would dominate it?
No. They could invade it. Occupy it.
There are only two countries in the world that the US won't invade.
Yeah.
And they won't try to topple. China and North Korea. Yeah. Right? And the North Korea example, North Korea building up its military was because of Grenada.
Yes.
It's documented that the man said, where?
It is.
Look at the US going and beat up Britain. They said, nah, boy, we had to get that shit, boy.
Yeah.
Right? And listen, the two countries the US won't touch, they would talk and think, are North Korea and China.
Yeah. North Korea is geographically situated.
No, they had a thing. They had a thing.
They have weapons, right? But it's a geographical location. North Korea is between Russia and China.
No, the other thing, don't bother with that.
No, they have weapons.
Without them smart bomb, the USF, they could get anywhere. They get Bin Laden and Kiev and all that.
The US could hit it, but they can't occupy it. The US could occupy it.
But they would not try to occupy it.
No.
What they would do is to destabilize it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. But the US could occupy any Middle Eastern country if they want. But then when you occupy it, it costs you money.
Including the Persian countries. Including the Persian countries.
The what?
Including the Persian countries.
Well, there is only one Persian country. It's Iran.
Exactly.
Iran is Persia. They could
Well,
occupy it.
huh?
Yeah. But there's countries you could occupy, but you cannot colonize.
Okay.
Okay.
So
America, for example,
Iran has proven itself to be a paper tiger.
okay. Nobody cannot win a war in India,
Huh?
Afghanistan. No, you can't win war in those places.
But
India, Pakistan,
okay, but
Iran, and those places. You want to go, but you can't win.
Hudson, here's how the approach is. If the US decides to go to Iran, it's not going to be to occupy. What they're going to do is to dethrone the governing theocracy and then allow hold on. Remember, most Iranians alive today were not born with the Iranian Revolution. They were not alive. Right. It is one of the youngest nations in the world. And from a people-to-people perspective, the Iranian people are tired of that theocracy. Okay?
Of course they do. They do.
Okay. So if they were going to get some help from the US, the so-called progressive or liberal democratic forces there would have an opportunity to rise up and take power against the theocracy. So they don't need to occupy it. What they're going to do is to destabilize it.
Yeah. The point you guys are missing is, as I'm telling you that already, Middle Eastern countries rule like in the days of Moses' days.
It doesn't matter.
It's not a real countries with them.
Really?
With something constitution where you think, and most of them was created by the US, for example.
Hudson, who says that we have to be guided by some constitution?
Of course.
Hold on, guys. That's another topic for another day. Let us go there.
You have to be guided by
let us not go there right now. I'm serious.
People live in agreeable and communable.
No.
But let me
people
finish.
Can't go to those days again.
Hudson, you didn't wait for me to finish. Societies weren't organized around constitutions. People lived in organized societies long before constitutions came into being. So the idea that we need constitution, we need or constitution to survive as a society, that's not always accurate.
Well,
Britain doesn't have one.
Britain does not function because
they don't have.
But you see,
Hudson, hold on. Britain does not have an established constitution.
No, why Britain don't have a constitution?
I don't know. I don't want to know why.
I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why. Well, I'm telling you why. When you make yourself supreme, you don't need a constitution. God doesn't have a constitution.
Well,
God is God. So imperial.
My pay grade.
Imperial power does not need somebody higher to deal with.
Yeah, but the imperial power
that is what you guys are looking at.
Hudson, the imperial power was done away almost 80 years ago. So where's the constitution?
No, Britain still have legs as an imperial nation. They still have legs.
You think Britain have legs as an imperial nation?
They still have.
Well,
it's not as strong as before.
No. Over who? Over who?
All the countries are speaking English beside the United States.
No, over who? Don't tell me all the countries.
Do you know the United States is the only country speak English, and the constitution say it doesn't have a national language?
Name one country that Britain have imperial power over right now.
Name everyone beside the United States.
That's not an answer.
Because you know why? I'll go explain to you why. You don't have to believe me. All the other countries use British Standard English.
That has nothing to do with it.
No. Don't tell me it has nothing to do with it.
By the way, the official language of international diplomacy is French. It's not English.
No, French is the diplomatic language. I do agree. But I'm dealing it globally. The United States changed English language, create universities, and make it accredited. No other countries did that. Because if you go on a person in the world and you say CHEC,
You're not answering the question. You're not answering the
no,
question.
I'm explaining.
No.
I cannot go to Australia and spell check CHECK or in New Zealand. But if I go to St. George's University in Grenada, I can do it. Because St. George's University is
not my
owned by
question.
the
That is not my
American.
question. My question is, you said that Britain is still an imperial power.
Of course, you still have
So I want to know who did they exercise that imperial
they
power
still
over?
have power. The only country the British still and will never control again is the United States.
That's not my question. That is not my question. You didn't answer. You didn't answer the
other
question.
countries and okay. When Caribbean people go and study law, and now whose jurisdiction these guys become lawyer? They don't become lawyer under Caribbean thing, you know. That is British. Under the British Privy Council, and now they give him a little thing that could make CCJ. All the education we have in the Caribbean is British. That was not my question. That was not my question.
Which countries? Which are the countries?
You said that Britain is still an imperial power. I'm asking, which countries, name one country that they still have that power over?
The first American country, English-speaking CARICOM country to create a university of the British, not tied so much to the British as did, was the University of Guyana. And Keville, Mona, St. Augustine, all like British institutions.
I'm not necessarily opposed to the British. I'm not opposed to the British system of education. We all proud of it.
I'm not opposed to it either.
Of course, it has flaws and it has some terrible omissions. But the reality is that it's still a decent enough system that did a fair job in educating us. We now had the opportunity, beyond that formal early years of education, to go through our own period of enlightenment and re-education.
But you're telling me they don't have clout. And I'm telling you they still have clout.
No. I did not say clout. You like to change clout. You said Britain. Hold on. You said that Britain is still an imperial power.
Yes, it is.
And I'm asking you, over which nations do they exercise that power?
All the English-speaking countries except the United States.
Okay. That's a cop-out.
Okay, guys.
You don't have to agree with me.
Hold on. My time is running. Hold on. My time is running out here. And I have to Hudson Judge. Delbert Battis. Hold
on. Is the master of deflection.
All right. Okay, guys. My time is up, and I have to have another appointment. Me and to have to go to another session here, but
no. We have to address one last thing, which was kind of been hot on social media all week.
What
is the statement that the Prime Minister made? Where people, some people interpret it to mean that he was calling for violence when he said that some people, and I'm paraphrasing here, where he basically said some people have the guts and belly to be talking about, I forget the word he used, about life and death, when so many of them were involved in so many shady deals over the years that they're still lucky they're alive today.
Oh, that. So, okay. So the shady deals that can I don't know if I should bring that part up when one of these all tycoon companies visit my brother's house.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Because the Prime Minister knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yes.
He knew exactly. He was not calling for no violence, and they know that.
He was making mention.
What he was saying is that these guys have done business with such with underworld figures. Let's put it out there.
Yeah.
That had things gone wrong.
Yeah, that.
Or had they not delivered on monies paid and passed under the table,
right,
they would have long been dead.
Yeah.
And that's a fact.
It's a fact. Yeah. I think people don't understand some political languages. Yeah, you can't just and they tell it to be what they want. But the fact remains
that incident you talk about, very few people know about it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and when I heard that, my whole body cringed because, I mean, how you shop in a man's house? I mean, without, you know what I mean?
I'm thinking about me at 16, 17 years old growing up in Chantemelle. If something like that happened, there would have been some murders in the village.
Yeah.
Some people weren't definitely not leaving.
No.
Listen, when you get to that level in politics, you have to have a party that's willing to protect you.
Yeah.
And had that been me, them men would have never left the shores of Grenada.
Yeah, that happening. Right in the yard,
it would have never happened.
Body bags, yes. Right in the yard. Right in the yard. I got nobody say. When I heard that, I said, no. That is too wrong to be a right to move to live. You can't do that.
In my own country?
You can't do that.
In my own country?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That thing. That everybody should all those.
When I was a Banganet or some cutlass or a Jacayana had to come out with it. Coming out with something.
This warrants a full military interference, right there.
Hey, what do you man?
So the Prime Minister is not calling for. He just stating the obvious.
No, he just stating a fact.
It's in the obvious. Oh, Hudson is saying something.
Cannot comment on it.
Why?
Because
you're protecting your NNP membership?
No. Pro could explain to you. I don't take one line in what somebody say and make it a whole thing.
No,
I have to see premise one.
The full statement is there, Hudson.
Yeah, I have to see premise one, premise two, premise three, negative or positive conclusion before I make
Hudson, that's not
assertion.
True. That's not true.
That's me.
No, you don't do that.
And that is what Grenadians lacking. They're lacking good reasoning skills.
Hudson, this morning.
So I'm not taking part in that one. I'm not taking part in that one.
This morning you had a post linking the new helicopter service in Grenada.
No.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
No.
The post is on Facebook still, Hudson. Hudson, hold on. You had a post on Facebook this morning linking the helicopter service to the supposed oil discovery in Grenada. Hold on, Hudson. Hold on. I'll give you your time. You went on to say that, making the point that in essence, only countries that have oil should have helicopter service.
No, I didn't say that. Let me read it.
Read it.
I said helicopters are needed. Helicopters are needed in countries. Wait, let me done.
Yeah.
And online, look at it. Helicopters. Wait, let me done. Helicopters are needed in countries like that have oil and gas. Grenadians, open all your eyes and think. That's what I said. So you want to drag all you want, it's up to you.
Okay, so didn't you make a link? No. So
that's it.
Okay. And I'm asking, isn't that making a link between our supposed gas reserve and the new helicopter service?
Yes.
That's what I said.
It's possibility.
But that's
what
I
said. It's a business.
But Hudson, it is a nonsensical position because
No, you can't say that.
well, let me explain why. And I responded to your post.
Yes.
Antigua has had helicopter, both medical and tourism helicopter for decades.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never heard of them discovering oil as yet. They may wait. Hold on. Your point was that well, okay,
still.
well, it was because
Is.
you. It was.
No,
because
I don't take it down. It is here.
I didn't say you take it down. It
No, I
was
don't
because
take it down.
it
And I
was
don't
because
really take it.
it was because you made it 5 hours ago.
No, it's still here.
Yes, but you made it 5 hours
So
ago.
it is still active.
Okay. So what is the link between gas and helicopter?
Okay. Let me make English simple. I speak St. Patrick's English, but I'm gonna make it I didn't generalize and say all countries, only countries that produce island. I said helicopters are needed in countries that have island gas. I never said countries that don't have island gas do not have helicopters.
So
this is the thing about us Grenadians.
How about Barbados?
Huh?
Barbados of oil?
Barbados of oil.
Is Barbados producing oil?
What wrong with you? Never know. Barbados of oil.
No,
But it's not enough.
Are they producing
Barbados
oil?
of oil. I've been to Barbados idea, see the oil.
And they're drilling.
Barbados of oil, yeah.
They're drilling and producing oil.
Hey, Cuba have oil.
I've heard of that, yes.
But it's not enough for the country. Barbados have oil.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they are a producer of fossil fuel.
Yeah, but it's not a lot like Trinidad or Guyana or something, but they have a little something. I see the rig already.
How about St. Lucia and Antigua?
No, they don't have.
Okay. But they have helicopters.
Well, maybe one day they might find. That is why Barbados and Trinidad went to court, international court. I don't know if you missed that one. I know you like your current affairs. Over Barbados take Trinidad to court for fishing ground. But wasn't fish, was for oil, and they lost. The Bajan lost the case. Because Barbados is in the Atlantic Ocean. And
what is Barbados?
Barbados don't have a Caribbean sea coast.
No.
So
they produce 1,000 barrels a day, enough to run 5 diesel trucks.
I don't know how much barrel. I can't tell you how much barrel, but they have oil. You could look it up. And Tobago is the next country more easterly out to. But Barbados directly in the Atlantic Ocean. Right out in it.
But aren't we all?
No, we have a Caribbean coastline and an Atlantic coastline. But Barbados is a Caribbean coastline at all.
Okay.
It does not have. It never have one. That is why when the Cubans wanted to go to Angola, they were landing in Barbados.
Yes, I remember that.
And then Miss Thatcher tell Errol Barrow, if he continue, he will destroy the tourist industry. But I don't know if she knew that Errol Barrow was a RAF fighter pilot during the Second World War.
He was.
So he told her, Barbados is an African country. And she said, you're playing rude, I will kill your tourist industry. And Bonham tell Miss Thatcher, keep yourself quiet, let the plane land in Barbados, in Guyana. And then they sanctioned Bonham.
Yeah.
Bonham had more belly. He was more in a situation to take it.
Yeah. Didn't that result in the bombing of Cubana Airline 72?
Yes.
El Condo.
Yeah.
The guerrilla group from Wadi based in Venezuela. El Condo.
Anyway,
what a nice discussion.
Yes, thank you. Hudson George.
Anyway, but Mr. Man, I like them thing too. So,
Well, you know what? I thank you guys for keeping it lively here today. And again, I have to get out of here. My time
We
is
we
fast
went from
approaching.
we went from
From Bush,
from American presidential election to social
To
conditions
BRICS.
in America, to
BRICS,
macroeconomic, to BRICS, to
Quebec separation,
to financial international trading currencies, to to
But-
to,
Quebec.
to fossil fuel, to cultural tourism, to I didn't.
but you know,
And we
but-
haven't even spoken about the new leader of the Conservative Party in Britain, Miss
Oh,
Kemi
boy.
from Nigeria.
For the
She said,
lady,
she
Oh,
said
boy.
declaration is a scam.
Yeah. Listen,
Oh.
I'm already in such a bad mood. Okay.
She said,
To realize that my course changed this week. You know.
she says she you know, she come from this
Yeah.
royal family in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And she said she became working class when she started working in McDonald's in Britain.
Mm.
So
Hey,
she,
this girl is eyeline. I don't know where they always find these black people to make us look bad.
you know what I mean?
No, he's not only black one, because the guy what was the prime minister of England.
Yes,
Chinook, he
Rishi.
was from India.
Yeah, I
And he
know,
was
but
like her too.
We're still
But
black.
of
We're
course,
still
of
black.
course.
We're still black.
Listen, all those want to be white people, whether they're from India or Africa. I mean, they're making us look bad.
It
man.
makes us look bad. Definitely. I agree too.
No, they're not making me look bad. Because I personally don't believe we will get any money for reparations.
No,
But
but
although
that's not-
she's
but that's not the
brainless,
point.
but that's not the issue.
she's brainless.
Of course. I mean,
She's like Candace Owens.
Lord of mercy.
Hey,
Hold on. That GEMFM does not condone closing statement, Candice.
I said, she's a right winger. That's what I'm saying. You know, Candace Owens and the next lady get an offer for how much? Well, $1 million to host some big show in America, you know. And you could look it up. When they come out there, they're super rich. Aside, I knew donkey aside.
That always
Aside
happens. They always pick out a token black to do that.
But also, Candice Owen have Caribbean roots.
Yeah, but there's nothing. I mean,
our grandparents.
It doesn't matter. No, I mean, listen, black people, putting on black people is an industry.
Yes.
Right? You could get rich out of that. The thing that white people can't say, they find somebody to say it and
yes.
I mean, that's an industry. I mean, Candice is doing nothing new. This has always been since the days of slavery. You understand?
So what's about the black American man? What's supposed to be? What's about the black American guy? He's a popular black speaker and Islamic, and he went and tell his people in southern Sudan that he ran when they were fighting in North.
Well, I don't remember his name.
Well, guy.
Go and do your homework.
Anyway, John, I'm still out, so we'll see you later.
Hold on, Hudson. Let me close up.
John, I'm still out, so we'll see you later.
You're still outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Hudson should come down. Hudson should come down and vote today.
Yes,
Hudson should go to vote. It's at
What for who?
The election for the new executive of the Grenada Cultural Association.
No man, he does only vote for Brian Mulroney.
Yeah,
let me tell you something. I do culture thing in Canada for many years, and the best people I do culture stuff with Trinidadians. We used to go in the library with poetry. We get paid. When you do culture stuff for Grenadian people, they don't want to pay you, but they will pay other islander, and they tell you thanks for coming. I the
No.
first
Well,
Grenadian.
what
I
they
the
say,
fir-
a man is never king in his own home, right?
No, I just tell you, Grenadian. I'm the first Grenadian ever register a mass ban in Canada. Register a ban on playing Caribana. But Gemma Rayburn something was given an award for registering a Shatney ban after me.
Yeah.
I'm the writer for the first Grenadian woman to win a Miss Canada. Me, Hudson Judge. I write everything. And I tell them, give me a bottle of rum when I go in. And if she win, call me next day. I don't make it up. You know who I give my last shot, Nicholas?
Ooh.
I know a young girl from Shantimel. And she's very intelligent and she used to keep in touch with me, ask me all kind of questions.
Wait. All Shantimal people are intelligent, okay?
No. Very sensible girl. And then one day she tell me, Hudson, I have a friend from Shanties going to university in Ottawa. And she want to do a presentation on Shatney. You have a Shatney clothes? I say, yeah, I know have a Shatney clothes. And I tell her, come for it and get the friend because Shantimel is the maker of Shatney. When they finish play the mass, the girl she project is a university girl. I never see the girl, you know, but I know the other one who asked for it.
All right.
The other one tell me, Hudson, the girl asked, want to send back the Shatney garment? I said, no, keep it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Shantimel is history for culture.
Yeah.
I could always make the Shatney clothes again.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I don't come out in the Grenadian community as before.
Okay.
I don't come out as before.
All right. Thank you, Tutson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a plum pleasing pleasure, a well privilege to be here today. And I know we touched on various topics here, and that shows how versatile we are when it comes to talking about politics and economics and religion and everything. We could touch anything. We are well equipped, we are well versed to talk about any topic, and that makes us one of the best in the business right here on GEMFM.
Oh yeah, we can handle anything. No question.
You know, I was looking at a post that we had. He had 10,000 shares. 10,000 times. You can imagine that? GEMFM, 10,000 shares. So that's a good thing.
We can handle any topic from any region of the world, whether it's politics, religion, culture, socioeconomic, financial. Bring it, and we're able to handle it. I know that.
Yeah, we could handle it. Anything. Yeah. And religion, I have a different take on religion and spirituality and all kinds of stuff within that whole book of what they call Christianity. There's all the segments. Christianity is the headline, but everything that come under that, I could do anything between there. You know, I could handle that. So, ladies and gentlemen, Doris Maureen Charles, good afternoon to you. Veronica Irving, good afternoon. Thank you guys for stopping by. And also Tessa Strawn, thank you for stopping by too. And those of you listening on YouTube, good afternoon, France, and all the other ladies here. Good afternoon to you. Pastor Shauna Knowles, good afternoon to you as well. And well, we're here, we're living and we're going out of this place. In one way or the other, we gotta get out ahead. I gotta go get up to the place where Hudson don't want to be right now. Right where it is, we're going to the Grenada Day. I'm going to the Grenada Association.
Tessa Strawn is a Patrician, you know. She from Kong City.
Yeah, I know. She's from Kong City.
She's a very talented woman.
Yeah,
she does a lot of beautiful pieces.
Yeah, she does.
These are the people doing all the work and nobody cares. Look at this girl over there, so Anibu,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Grenada talent.
Right? By the way, talking about that, Hudson. On the 30th of November, I expecting Delbert to come up. Delbert Lewis to come up to the gala. So he lose the elections. He come up. He had to come up to the gala.
Delbert.
And hold on, Hudson, finish. Our award ceremony happening in 30th with dinner. It's a red and white affair. $120 per ticket, and we giving a special to those listening today only. You get it for $90. All right, get a ticket, and I'll give next week Saturday. I'm giving away 2 tickets next week Saturday. So anybody listening next Saturday get a pair of tickets to come to the gala. And like you mentioned, Anabu, she's one of the awardees for her cultural richness, for cultural depth, and what the pronouncement of our culture. She does a lot of that. I know they're about watch her, but she does a lot of this.
Yeah, I see your video.
Very creative.
Small skits. You know, for our church culture night, we did not have. I was the only Grenadian in the church. Okay, and I invited them to come and support me. Anything, you know, right? The minute before we go on stage, this lady pull out a rabbit in the hat and do a performance, and we come second. You know what I mean? She just next year we plan this thing, and we come in number 1. You know, if she had more time, she have done a major piece that will have the crowd on their feet right through that session. You know what I mean? People was like, "What next?"
That's why you need this kind of cultural ambassadors. You know?
Yes, man. She really represent us, and she did that in it. Just means on the stage. You go backstage and say, "Okay, we're gonna do this." She and the lady, and they just go on the stage and just do the thing, just like that, and it worked out fine, and it was well done. So again, we honoring all those people who have made some significant contribution in this community, and not only Grenadians, but we have Trinidadian and we have Jamaicans that we get awarded this year, and there's 9 people being awarded this year from literary work to community service. So all of that is happening on the 30th of November. So we invite people to come on down and be part of this to support GEMFM and support the people who are being awarded the awards for their contribution to our community. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this show has been brought to you by Ola's Kitchen, 477 Oakwood Avenue. Come on down. Today's All Down Saturday again. And I hope they will come and really eat the All Down from Grenada in Canada. Okay? Hudson always frequently there. Always there. So, I don't have to tell Hudson where it is. Hudson where it is. Go bring everybody there. Ola's Kitchen. Ola's Kitchen. So come on down, guys. Everybody in Toronto now, you know it. Ola's Kitchen is here on GEMFM several times, and they're official sponsor of this show every Saturday morning. Ola's Kitchen, 477 Oak Avenue, and sometimes you got to call to get your food, because if you don't call, we don't leave food for next day. And
you have to have reservations.
Yes, it's fresh food on the money.
The food sell.
The food sell out. There's no leftovers for next day. That's one thing. You know, it's
all
fresh.
The food sell out the same day.
Same day. So call and make like last week, Uber alone, I almost bought 2 parts of oil down. Uber cars alone. Just figure it out. So the other part was there, and it had another part in the back going, because people walking in for oil down, and plus Uber cars coming like raindrops, coming like real. So we know that the food is selling. So again, it's called Ola's Kitchen, 477 Oakwood Avenue. And every other Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday is brunch at Ola's Kitchen, 477 Oakwood Avenue. Have a blessed day, everybody. God bless you and make you guys a blessing. Thank you. Huh?
I'm coming on the road this evening. But I ride in a bicycle come now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Looking forward to see you.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah, man.
I'll be down the road this.
All right.
I will be on Oakwood this evening.
All right. Blessings.
Okay. Yeah, man. All right. Anyway, my parishioner. Another nice discussion.
I'm from the land of
I'm Bradford. All right, later. All right, blessings. All right, yeah, man. It's all good. Yeah.
Oh, island in the sun. Look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed with forged in fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, up, up. people who came through sugar and change, emancipation through revolution. More than the speck up on the globe, more than the ice cream and gold, much more than the nutmeg and the clove. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
Three islands united as one, blessed with the strength to carry on. We're more than just that island in the sun. Tell the world we are Grenadians.
Going higher, 50 years we blessed with force and fire.
How you mean?
We going up, going up, going up, 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 going up, going up, going up, 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 up. We aspire, build advances, one people together. Going up, going up, going up, 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 going up, going up, going up, 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 up.
Really and truly, can't find the words to describe what my country means to me. So much things we take for granted, but so much things they give to me.
Peace and tranquility, family, community. No matter how we go in the world, just know that the women's where my heart is.
50 years, as we strive for 50 more, as we strive to reach the goal, like your honey bring the gold.
I can see the vision clear, singing out to let the people hear.
Look at how we've gone and how far we've come.
50 years we strong and more to come, more to come, more to come. So we are from here. So we are
Going higher, 50 years we're blessed with ocean fire, still reaching for
Last year after the dust had simmered, their voices glowed and glimmered. They clipped my wings. Oh, they clipped my wings. You will swear they just won the lotto, because there was a joyful echo. They clipped my wings. Ah, they clipped my wings. He can return at last, he's done. And next one just by the dust. That old disease brought to his knees, no longer to torment us, but in the midst of my affliction, there is one thing I know for certain. They could clip my wings, but I will never stay down. They're wrong. I don't need no wings to fly. Not I will soar up there among all the greats who've championed the poor man's plight. I don't need no wings to fly. Not I. When people say please don't abandon us, that's when I am in full flight. So I will rise high above the pit they have been digging. So they better don't expect me to fall in. High above the malice and the spite, this voice will echo on through the night. And tell them to consider it carefully. They can decide to sell out all with patrimony, cause at the rate they want to sell between me and you, they might just sell out the people too. I will rise. One pen wouldn't break, one sell out won't shake. Don't make a mistake, I will rise. Don't care how they try, won't lie down, won't die, cause I don't need no wings to fly. They could not contain their happiness. Plan executed, mission accomplished. To clip my wings. Oh, they clip my wings. 7 titles, that was a mistake. That they swear never again to make. They clip my wings. Ah, they clip my wings. Now they cut me down and trim my comb. All their sins will go unchecked, while they squeeze and squash the middle class. No one will breathe down their neck. nation, so they could tax us into oblivion. Cause they know that no calypsonian would make a song, but they're wrong. I don't need no wings to fly, not I. Anytime they come with the tomfoolery, I will be on top of the game. I don't need no wings to fly, cause the little kids will look up to me. History will remember my name. So I will rise up and tell all of them candidly, another crown don't really mean much to me. But the thing that's really my concern is all the lies and mamagism. How come the economy always growing, but the poor and vulnerable increasing? Meanwhile the Idlers Association growing so big it get out of hand. I will rise. One pause wouldn't quit, one crawl wouldn't sit. I'll be off my feet and I'll rise. Don't care how they try, my limit is the sky. Cause I don't need no wings to fly. I just when they feel they push me under, crucify my will, erase my mark. They'll see my lightning, hear my thunder. Once they step off track, I'll be on them like a hawk. Head up on to deep for position. Just tell me you singing number one to clip my wings. Go on and clip my wings. They could turn down the sound system on me. Meet with the judges, cook up the parry to clip my wings. Go on and clip my wings. But when you fool the youth with your untruth, my mark on up won't be off. I will tell you flat on their behalf, Imani can't be enough. With poor people I have a contract. That's why I sing, that's why I won't give up. Once I represent them, I will always be on top. One drop, I don't need no wings to fly. Not I, like Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego. I don't care about repercussion. I don't need no wings to fly. Cause to win a crown I will not bow down or genuflect to Babylon. So I will rise above all the victimization. Put me for last, no position can define a man. But I will be high above the crowd, and as you sleep my voice will be loud. When you kick up a storm and start to cuss, saying how is them Chinese who feeding us. I will rise up and tell you in your face, you bloody fast and I'm out of place. I will rise. Once I take my pen, I am on cloud 10, heading for 11. I will rise. Take away my blight. It's now I am in full cry, cause I don't need no wings to fly.
Well, you don't know this is not being representing Grenada.